YouTube made one of the biggest diseases of the heart common, the pandemic, the love of fame, the love of being out there.
Even if you look at like Muslim YouTubers who are supposed to be on the da'wah scene, on the Islamic scene, a lot of time they're just putting up stuff for entertainment because they need content.
I have a different fear for the people on the side of the YouTube content creation, and that is, it's like they worship the algorithm.
Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'ad, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Can you get the the mannequin head? Bring that as well. So, assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters. Sorry, we're having a bit of a wardrobe malfunction. I mean, equipment malfunction.
And equipment malfunction, you mean?
Yeah, so in today's episode, just so I can explain where the hat came from.
Why don't you put it over there where our brother who's not here yet is supposed to be?
Oh, so this can represent Imran. Oh wait, there is a camera on that side, but Imran will be joining us shortly. So, while we you took yours off?
Yes, did you?
Okay,
What a cowboy hat on charm.
Just show the camera what he was wearing before he decided to snake it, because we all decided we're going to wear hats. So we just, around the office we have a variety of hats. This hat is from, was this the one that came?
No, it's not, no.
Oh.
The what?
Yeah, basically, a long story short, yeah. And this hat was part of the new MX, it's still got the tag on it. It's part of the new MXP set, where this Donny here is going to be in the background with the hat, and also the samurai sword. That is one mashup set and some floating trainers.
I mean, I don't
Floating
know.
trainers?
Floating trainers.
I don't really understand what Sammy was trying to do. That's why I'm protesting it so far. I haven't put it.
Oh, it
Now
hasn't
he's-
come into fruition.
Now he's
for that
getting a
reason.
skateboard. But anyway, I'm gonna let me know what you guys think about the hat. And I think it's one of those hipster hats, isn't it?
It is.
I see people around Shoreditch and that wearing these kind of hats.
I like it, I ain't gonna lie.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad. Do you want to wear it? Should we swap? You want to try it?
No.
Come on. I'm sure you can wear this hat.
Don't try that.
Why don't I do it, man? I don't
No,
know.
not on TV. On YouTube.
Okay, so
What happened in that
Was it the
time?
Bustan quote?
what happens in Medina stays in Medina.
Yeah, that's it.
What's the garden quote?
No. ليس من الأدب المروءة في البستان.
ليس من أدب المروءة
That
في
was sick.
البستان.
في البستان.
Yeah.
It's all the way.
It's not good to have مروءة when it's a chill out place. According to.
شكرا سامي.
وليس من مروءة الأدب في البستان. That's it.
I feel like I'm too far on this side.
Yeah, you came close.
I am, right?
Our studio, what was it called? Camera manager? Is that what we call
Sorry, Johnny. I was too far on that side. Like, is it calm where I am now? Like, if you look in the shot, you're seeing both like equally.
I'm wondering if the people are
Spaced
wondering
out?
whether or not you've called two different people or the same person.
He's gonna beep
or-
out the first name.
Yeah, we're gonna bleep out the first name. Ready, yeah? Okay, so in today's episode, we are all wearing hats apart from our boss because he doesn't want to wear the cowboy. Would you wear this if I wore that?
If I had a haircut, I would. Yeah, it's not basically the reason why I don't wear that hat or this hat is because hair pops out the sides. So I don't.
So why don't you wear this? It's rocky like a man with your chest.
Because I think it's a silly, innit?
Come
And
on.
we're trying to be serious. No, well, I honestly, bro, you know me. I
You
would
might
not
as well take
hesitate
that
whatsoever.
Take
I
off
would
the
not
set. I know,
hesitate
take off the set, take off the set.
whatsoever.
Take off the set.
Is it a towel? No. Honestly, I don't know how this is being encouraged because I'm the guy who gets stopped to wear this hat. I would have worn it, and then somebody else would have been there like, bro, please come on.
But no, it's
Trying to be
Chama
serious
Bai
here.
though, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Chama
What I would like for you to do is communicate that to the other brothers on the table, and
Would
let's
you
see
have
how
an issue
far.
if you wore a cowboy hat?
Yeah. I thought that's it.
Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to be talking. I was expecting that. So in today's episode,
You think it's
we
silence
are.
affirmation, innit?
I thought he was going to come out like, no, it's his choice, isn't it? Freedom.
I told him to go to it.
Oh, subhanallah. Do you want me to take this off as well?
No, it's calm. I like
Sure.
that. Yeah,
Okay. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about YouTube. Now, this video obviously is on YouTube, so if you're watching this, you're also a user of YouTube. Whereas with the
Yes.
other ones, we weren't sure whether you were watching this might have the other ones. But for you watching this, you must be on YouTube. There is no other way. Do we have this on any of our platform?
No.
Well, Apple Podcast. Then you're not watching it, you're listening to it. Either way, this video is going to be very, very relevant to you guys. Now, first question I want to ask you guys is, because considering this is the social media series that we're doing, is YouTube a social media? Is that even correct to put that into social media? Who wants to?
We're gonna have to check the definition of social media like last time.
So Yes and no. I would say that I'm not coming up with a definition. I'm going to reject the word social media. I think that what the series that we're making is about people who produce and consume content on the internet. Is a place that content is produced and content is consumed. Same thing for Instagram.
So we need to change the name of the series.
I mean, no, we can keep calling it a social media series, but I'm saying that YouTube is specific. I think if it's not a social media, it's definitely an honorable mention that has to be included in the series, just due to its uniqueness. Like what YouTube comes with it's a big enough thing, enough of it, and it's related close enough for it to be included.
Yeah.
Just remember, YouTube now you can put stories, you can write posts, you can upload images. It's you know, people in the comments can chat.
It's getting closer.
But I feel like there's a lot fewer people who feel comfortable posting content on YouTube. Like, I don't know why though. But I don't know why. I'll be honest with you, I don't know why. Why?
They feel like it sticks, innit? It's the whole thing. It's different between Snapchat and YouTube. Like Snapchat's like you take a picture and it's
But
gone.
people use Instagram, but they don't use YouTube.
But it's more subtle, isn't it? Like YouTube's more like I'm out here.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's less personal.
Yeah. So what are your
That's
thoughts?
really the defining factor. It's the least personal way for you to you know, promote yourself. Like you can have some people have YouTube accounts and no one in their life knows about it. Like no one in their life, like none of their friends, none of their family members will know. But
and on YouTube, there's
they're
no
like
private
10,000.
account. You can't have a private account,
YouTube
whereas on
account.
Instagram you can. On YouTube, it's fully public. People can search you. You're there. That's you now.
So the problem I have, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. The problem I have with YouTube, which I wanted to mention, and why I thought it would be good to do this topic, is YouTube made one of the biggest diseases of the heart a common pandemic, and that's what the scholars call حب الظهور, the love of fame, حب الشهرة, the love of fame, the love of being out there, حب الرياسة, the love of, you know, fame, basically, to be out there, to be a leader, to be fingers
Do you
pointing
think
at
that's specific to YouTube?
No, but
Okay.
YouTube is the leading thing there.
Yeah.
Now, for example, you could be big. Like me and Yassine spoke about earlier. I was like, yeah, this guy's got 300,000 followers on TikTok. He's like, but that's TikTok. But when you say, oh, he's got 300,000 subscribers. Look cool, respect. As in, he's a, you know what I'm saying? YouTube's kind of like, you're doing shows in Hollywood, like you're doing shows in theater. That's like the other social medias. Then when you break into a movie, it's like, okay, I'm on YouTube now. And it's a huge disease. People don't understand how much of a big disease it is. There's a quote that Imam Shatibi rahimahullah ta'ala has that really is profound. It shocked me. He said that the last disease of the heart that a righteous man cleans his heart from. Pay attention. The last disease of the heart that a righteous man cleanses his heart from is the love of fame. Very powerful statement. Number one, he's not talking about a sinner. He's not talking about a fasiq. He's not talking about a fornicator, a musician, an actor, a gangster. He's talking about a righteous man who prays his prayers. He stands the night in prayer. He fasts during the day. He memorizes the Quran. He seeks knowledge, a student of knowledge. All these things. He's a righteous person, number one. Number two, this is the last disease of the heart. Meaning, disease of the body is gone. Disease of the body, he doesn't drink, he doesn't fornicate, he lowers his gaze, he doesn't have disease of the tongue, he doesn't backbite, he doesn't slander. And disease of the heart, he doesn't have hasad, he doesn't have jealousy. You know what I'm saying? He's got tawheed, you know, he doesn't have shubuhat, he doesn't have these things. The last disease, the last shahwah that he has in his heart, after he's cleansed everything, the last thing he'll remove from his heart is the love of fame. To show you how deep it goes into the human psyche and the human need and want. And I was one of those people that I always say, bro, I'll be honest, I don't do it for the followers, I don't do it for the likes, I don't do it for the fames, I don't do it for the fame. People used to say to me, Imran, and I used to always say to myself, don't worry, I don't, you know, we like to delude ourselves into thinking this. And delude meaning you genuinely believe it. Delusion is that you genuinely believe it's true. Until I came across this athar from Ibn Masud radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And after this day, I said to myself, I'm lying to myself. Ibn Masud was being followed one time by people. Yes, Ibn Masud radiallahu anhu, and the Prophet ﷺ's companion. The Prophet said, go to him. If you want to know the Quran, how it came down, you want to learn it, how it came down, go to Ibn Masud. So he's a person that should be followed, right? He had people following him. So he turned around, he looked at him, he said, is there a reason you're following me? Do you have questions? Is there a need? They said, no, we just want to be around you. You're Ibn Mas'ud. We're following you because you are the Prophet's companion. You're a scholar. Want to be around you. He looked at them and he said, don't. Because, number one, it's a humiliation for you.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's a fitnah, it's a trial, it's a test for me. So when Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu saw fame to be a test for him, how can anyone after that think that they're free from it?
Yes.
Do you see? And it's also a humiliation for you. Oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, I love you. You know, your comments and it's, bro, relax, because he's a human being just like you.
They call it fangirling.
Yeah, you're literally. You're fangirling, you know what I'm saying? Why is it called fangirling? Because it's humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
It's something low. Like a guy, why
Or
are you
fanboying.
Or fanboying, yeah. So the point of the matter is that YouTube opened that avenue. Now you speak, you speak.
What's funny is, you know, fan, I don't know where the word comes from, but the way I imagine it is like you're fanning the flame. Like the person, you're there to just do this. That's your only job. You don't have anything else to do
Just
except
fan
do
the
this.
flame.
And you make it bigger.
They make his
Yeah.
ego go bigger.
I don't know if it definitely comes from that.
It comes
But
from,
that's
you know how like kings and queens used to have
dons to
people
stand over
there
them,
fanning
them. Yeah, that's what
where
I'm
it
saying.
comes
Oh, is that where it comes? Oh, he's right then.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
you
what
But
I'm
not with the flame, but as in like the
Yeah.
person.
No, okay.
Oh wow!
From
How
the
can
heat.
you ever call yourself a fan after that then? That's humiliation. How can you? Is that what it is?
That's where it comes from.
No. So how can you ever call yourself? That is humiliation, wallahi. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was right. Look at even the word they use. You're the fanner. You're actually the fangirl. The girl fanning the prince.
Or the boy
Or
fanning
the boy
yeah.
fanning the prince. Wallahi, that's humiliation.
Deep in it.
And that's my point is that now when you speak to even when you speak to like a 10-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, what's he want
That's
to
what I
do?
was thinking, subhanAllah.
Yeah, he wants to become
10-year-old
famous
kids, all of them wanted that.
on YouTube with the games.
They've already started opening accounts. Like there's kids that I've got young family members who have got YouTube accounts and they upload videos of themselves.
Yeah.
When you say young, do you mean like secondary school age?
No, I mean like 7,
No
8,
way.
9, 10.
Whoa.
I've seen that too.
Bro, remember that kid who
Because life changes a
DM'd
lot
me?
between 9 and 13. Life changes a lot. When you're 13, you know,
Do you remember
it's
that kid who
different.
DM'd me? He was like maybe 11. He was like, can I be on your next
MXP.
podcast?
You were there, bruv, go and do your homework.
No, yeah, literally. And I checked his account. It's so miskin, he's a little kid.
And actually, no, he said, "Can we do a collaboration?"
Yeah.
He actually asked. He goes, "Can we do a collaboration?"
Which is miskin. 70 subscribers, Allah barik. But the point is, it's
Oh,
not.
no, wait, in terms of Deen.
No.
Why did you want
He's
to
just trying to bust,
collaboration?
isn't it? He's trying to bust.
Yeah, but why are you asking? Like, maybe it was Deen. Maybe he's interested in the Deen stuff.
No. Okay, he wasn't. He wanted to collaborate because he's been listening to these social media gurus that keep telling them if you want to break it, make it big on social media, collaborate. So message as many people as
There's
possible.
those people. There's actually social media gurus who
Oh, so they
teach
copied
how
it
to
from, like,
become
music.
famous, isn't it? I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
To
That's
get
mad.
more followers.
As in they copied it from music, like, you know, if you
They
want to
make
bust,
so
you
much
have to do
money.
features.
Yeah,
You have
features,
features on
yeah.
this guy's
Courses
tune, that
about
guy's
how
tune.
to bust on social media.
So- That's mad.
So the point of the matter is that now it's like it's wallahi, you know there's a statement there's something I can't remember who it was, but one of the students of Ayyub al-Sakhtiyani, he mentioned about Ayyub al-Sakhtiyani was a tabi'i, student of the companions, that he knew the back roads of his city like no one else. Why? Because he would never walk the actual the main roads for him to be seen. He would go out of his way. Imagine to get to a place from point A to point B, where you have to go through back streets so people can't see you is long. But he would do that just so people wouldn't see him.
Must he like known, like people wouldn't be able to recognize him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Imam Ahmed كذلك. Imam Ahmed used to do that as well. He would take different roads because he would say about himself, "Bulitu بالشهرة." I was tested with fame.
And you know what's shocking about that statement here is that we get excited when we have, or people get excited when they get more followers, more comments. And look at this video, right? I got 50,000 views, alhamdulillah. You get excited. Yeah, Ahmed became scared. Oh, we're being tested with this now. We see it as, oh, alhamdulillah, look at it as a sign of success, sign of progress. Yeah, Ahmed saw it as, this is either my destruction or my success. And it destroys people. You know why? Actually, because just that validation you need from people, and then you're trying to please people, and it is a scary thing. It's a scary thing. If you're famous, you're gonna always want to try and please the people. And what is it that people want? Allah said, وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. If you follow the majority of people on earth, they will lead you astray. So majority of people want misguidance. So you will try, in order to please them, you'll Put this guidance out.
Yeah. Like them dons who start off and they, obviously, I'm not saying there's any halal thing about hip hop, but those dons, they start out and they think they're doing nasheeds, then afterwards they start beatboxing in the background, and eventually they start, like you mentioned before, they release 2 versions, and they just go straight to music because that's what the people want. That's what the people want.
Even you start off with social experiments, Islamic social experiments. Next thing you know, there's a girl. Next thing you know, there's a guy. Next thing you know, you're at a party. Next thing you know, you're a musician. So the point is that it's a scary path, and wallahi, very seldom do we see people that walk down that path. Like, and you know what's even scarier is that you do it in the absence of knowledge. Like Imam, was it Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu? He said, "Ta'allamu qabla an tasudu." He said, "Seek knowledge before you become leaders." And then Imam al-Bukhari, he commented on that. He said, "Even after you become leaders, carry on seeking knowledge." The point is that now we, and this is one of my biggest regrets, is that we come onto social media and become leaders with followers and subscribers prior to having knowledge. So it's literally the blind.
I would say it's even worse than that. So why it's even worse than that is because the leader, at least he can be held accountable, innit? Because he's got responsibility. He has something that people can chase him up on, But you're just somebody who people know. You're living your own life, and you are actually responsible. You still do have a responsibility, but it's not as obvious. People won't hold you to account as a result of it.
Yeah, and you become a leader. But the thing is, you become a leader in their lives. If you're a follower, why do they call them followers? Because you're a leader, influencer. You're a leader.
Are you speaking specifically to the producers, so the YouTube content?
I'm speaking to those who make the. I'm right now speaking more to the people who are trying to walk that path.
Okay.
Oh, they look up to that path.
Or they look up to that path.
I've seen a little kid. SubhanAllah, man. Little kids doing that. And I remember one of them, I said, why do you put music on it? Don't put on the music. They said, but if I don't put on music, no one's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
Just make like little gaming videos or something.
Just leading on from that, obviously, as you mentioned previously in the Instagram one about like no one's life is that interesting for them to organically produce content that it's like wow, like people will have to go out of their way to either create an environment or do things that are out of the ordinary in order to be able to get that content to put out there. And one of the things that's like very dangerous is people will go to extremes, even from a religious perspective. They fall into mocking the religion. Because I think I can't remember who said it, but there's a statement that if you want to become famous, just urinate in the well where the Zamzam water comes from, because everyone will know you. That's the guy that urinated in the thing. Because fame isn't something necessarily that's hard to get. If you do something crazy stupid, people will remember you. Like everyone remembers. People remember that. Like you can do a crazy stupid thing. Like being famous isn't necessarily good. You can become infamous. And like one thing that comes to my mind, but I think if I'm not saying this was on Snapchat. Do you remember there was that guy who put up a video of him rolling a zoot?
Twitter.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah.
The guy was rolling a zoot, and instead of using Rizla, he used the page from the Quran.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't see this?
So he ripped a portion of the page of the Quran, and he goes, "Watch me." Like, I don't know. Maybe he put it out to his friends or whatever, but I think the original one was a snap. I think originally was a snap.
Yeah, he was trying to get clout, basically.
He was trying to get clout. So he was like, "Yeah, watch him, man. I'm gonna." And people are always trying.
You know what's funny about that guy? We don't even remember him anymore. Like he got his little 15 minutes of fame, and now he's not. We don't even know who he is.
Yeah, the point I'm making is that people will go into further and further. Like people, like there's people out there, like there's Muslim YouTubers out there that will use their own family members
to get famous.
Like for example, like a guy will put his sister on display for views, knowing full well. Like the guy knows.
Yeah,
I put my sister in the thumbnail, put my sister in the video. She'll dress in a certain way. That will get views. Guys will do that with their wives, with their and like, even in the Muslim, like it's sad.
And it's like selling their wives.
Yeah, literally.
There's no two ways about
it. You're pimping out your family members
to get money.
That's the modern day pimping. Like,
well, that's true.
Yeah,
well, that's true.
And like even if it's not
like the
that
levels
extreme,
in the toilet, fam. Like,
even if it's not that extreme, like there's so many trends that go on YouTube, like this challenge, and you see Muslims getting involved, and like they don't even realize it, but people will say that the most disgusting things, like like in the Sharia, like people will say things. Like I remember the other day I came across something like, wallahi, it was disgusting to watch. The stuff that's coming out, like they were talking about something filthy and giving it names, and one of the guys said the name of Allah as a name for that thing, and the guy's Muslim. And even the other guy next to him looked at him and said, Astaghfirullah. Like, no, the guy said, Astaghfirullah. You can't mention the, Allah's name in this, that, one. But at the end of the day, they were laughing and joking, and they moved on. And the fact that they kept it in the video shows that for them it's not a big thing.
Nothing big. Yeah.
Do you get it? And people just and even like, not necessarily from that bad, but even if you look at like Muslim YouTubers who are supposed to be on the da'wah scene, on the Islamic scene, a lot of time they're just putting up stuff for entertainment because they need content. They don't have like, if you look at a channel, for example, like if you look at a scholar's channel, there's many shuyukh that are on. There's just benefits. Why? Because they don't need to create substance, because the deen has the substance. The deen comes. You've got so many different sciences within the religion. You've got so many different sub branches of those sciences. You've got benefits. You got this. You got that. You got heart softeners. You got lectures, reminders. But with other people, it's just like it's just silly stuff, social experiments,
as in the
reaction
difference
videos,
content and beneficial content.
That's because they don't
It's
have
just
the knowledge
entertainment.
They don't have that level of knowledge to
That's
be
the
able to
thing.
benefit the people with Islam. So what they do is they benefit people with something that they think is Islam, so that they can watch it.
That's what
If
I'm
you
saying,
can-
and
if
it's more
real people
entertainment,
knowledge- exactly.
and it will get views and this, that, and I feel like it's a very dangerous like path that we as an ummah are treading down, where it's being like fantasized. Like the idea of like content, putting out content out there that's relevant to the people and this, that, whatnot, and people consume that more than they do think about their religion, and it's just like, and you don't benefit. And you need to ask, cool, there might not be swearing in it, there might not be women in it, there might not be music in it, you might not be able to say like this is haram, but what did you benefit?
What did you get out of it? Yeah.
What did you get out of it? Like, cool, everyone has wind down time, as we discussed on previous episodes about time wasting and stuff. You need time to wind down and just relax, but this is your daily routine. You get home from work, you spend 4 or 5 hours just watching videos non-stop.
Oh, so you're talking about the people who consume YouTube videos now?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, what have you achieved from that? And even the guys who put the video out, what did you achieve from that? Like,
I
are you
think
trying to get rewarded through?
I think we'll come on to the consumers
silliness?
after, because I think there's different themes, but specifically based off what he said and what you said just now, I think we should talk about clout chasing now, innit?
I think that when it comes to fame, clout chasing, all of that stuff, but fame specifically, the worst thing about fame is the fact that you are now a person who's influencing someone else in their actions.
Yes.
And if that thing is bad, then that's going to be a huge sin upon you.
Yes.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told her,
it's like compounded,
yours one and your one, both sins. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever calls to misguidance, then he gets the same wizr alayhi. He has the same sin as the one who does that same misguidance, and you won't have any less. And you have the exact same sin. It's not like you'll get half of his sin. No, you'll get a replica of his sin.
Wow.
And the Prophet and on the day of judgment, Allah tells us about in the Quran what's going to happen to those people. It says, إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتُّبِعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا وَرَأَوُا الْعَذَابَ وَتَقَطَّعَتْ بِهِمُ الْأَسْبَابِ. When those people who followed, they're going to see the people that they followed, and they're going to see the punishment, and they're going to cut off all love between them. وقال الذين اتبعوا, and the followers, they're going to say, لو أن لنا كرة, if only we can go back to the dunya. لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرأوا منا. So we can free ourselves from them just like they free themselves from us. Because this famous person, he's not going to come on the day of judgment and say, yeah, that guy was with me.
Yeah.
No, he's going to be every man for
The
himself.
followers are going to say, I was following this person.
He said, I wish I was following you. You influenced me to do this, and now you're running away from me. If only I went to the dunya, I would never have followed you. So take the opportunity now. And another place in the Quran it says, رَبَّنَا مَنْ قَدَّمَ لَنَا هَذَا فَزِدْهُ عَذَابًا ضِعْفًا مِنَ النَّارِ. When the people of the hellfire, they go inside the hellfire, they're going to say, oh Allah, whoever put us into this hellfire, whoever put us into this position, give them a multiple punishment. Give them ضعفا من النار, doubled punishment. Another place, وقال الذين كفروا, the people, the disbelievers, they're going to say, ربنا أرنا الذين أضلانا من نجعلهما تحت أقدامنا. Show us those people who misguided us. We're going to put them below our feet. Right? We're going to put them below our feet in the hellfire. So they're going to wish bad for you. No one, you as a famous person, you misguiding other people, your followers, you as a follower, you're going to wish bad for that person that you're following, that you love so much. And that one who's being followed, he don't know you in this dunya, and in the akhirah he's not even going to know you as well.
Wow.
And rather, they're going to be cursing each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells about them. He says in Surah Al-Ahzab,
قالوا ربنا إنا أطعنا
سادتنا وكبراءنا فأضلونا السبيل. Oh Allah, the reason why we're in the hellfire is because we obeyed our leaders and those people who are bigger than us. ربنا آتهم ضعفين من العذاب ولعنهم لعنا كبيرا. Oh Allah, give them double the punishment and give them a huge curse. Another قراءة ولعنهم لعنا كثيرا, a lot of curse. So
and,
the
and,
point
and
is,
look at this. They say يا ليتنا لو أطعنا الله وأطعنا
يا
الرسول.
ليت
Yeah, was it?
يا
يا ليتنا أطعنا الله وأطعنا الرسول. They will say,
we obeyed Allah
if
and His
only we
Messenger.
obeyed Allah and His Messenger.
So this person, who you're following, he is going to be cut off from you. And so you as a follower shouldn't be looking up to people who are going to misguide you. And you as someone who's in leadership position, that's even worse. A person, I'm not talking about just haram fame. I'm talking about even religious fame. That's why they used to be scared of it. Imam Ahmed was scared of fame for a reason. It's because he's famous, people are gonna follow him. Imam Ahmed, imagine Imam Ahmed, people know what he would do when he go inside his house. You know, in the Masail of Imam Ahmed, how they get the madhab. Basically, Imam Ahmed never wrote a book. He never wrote a book in his life. But because of from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that his statement was taken. And he would prohibit people from writing his what he says. He'll say, don't take from me, take from the people that I took from. Take from the Quran and Sunnah straight directly. But it got to a point that the Masail of Imam Ahmed, I was reading subhanAllah recently, the Masail of Abu Dawood as-Sijistani. So what it is basically, his students documents the questions that they asked to Imam Ahmed. And I was reading it, and one of the places I was shocked is that he mentioned that Imam Ahmed, when he entered his house, he used to do this and that. And this is mentioned in a book of Deen. So look at that. They're following Imam Ahmed to that extent. And they made that his madhab. They consider that what Imam Ahmed used to do to be his madhab. So imagine you're in a level of leadership like that, where in the deen people are looking at you. You're the one who, for them, you're the one who represents the religion of Islam. If you do good, they're going to follow you in that good. But if you do bad, they're going to follow you in that bad, and they're going to consider it to be part of the religion. That's why they used to be so scared of fame, especially when it comes to religious fame.
And now it's even more dangerous because people,
The lack of knowledge.
Yeah, there's no knowledge. So they're speaking about the deen of Allah with no knowledge. And I'll be honest with you, Akhi, we hear this analogy a lot, but wallahi, never has it been more true. That you would not go to a person who doesn't know medicine to perform surgery on your heart, or to give you a prescription pill for sickness that you're going through. And if anyone did it without being qualified, they would go to jail.
Yes.
They would go to jail for a very long time. And you would not be stupid enough to do that. But subhanallah al-azim, we have people who literally have zero qualification of the deen. They can't recite Surah Al-Fatiha. They wouldn't even tell you what La ilaha illallah means. They can't even tell you the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's grandfather's name or his father's name. Do you know what I'm saying? They can't even tell you that. Yet they will tell you about big issues. And like everyone, because you know what it is? Social media is all about sharing your views, right? So there's a concept of I believe. In my view, the religion is not about this. Religion is ittiba', it's obedience, it's following, it's naql, it's transmission.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You take from those who come before you. You don't innovate. Innovation. You don't innovate. You don't bring new things in. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many principles. There's so much at stake. And you just get on the mics. You got a beard. You don't even have a beard. Just start talking about the deen. You're killing people's hearts, bro. You're misguiding people. I don't get it. Wallahi, I don't get it. Like there was these people, wallahi, akhi, if Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was alive, wallahi, he'd beat them, man. There was one guy who started talking about, Surah Dhariyat, wa Dhariyati Dharwa. What does it mean? Umar had him dragged on a horse from Iraq to Medina, and then he smacked him on his head when he came to him one time. Gave him a smack. Imagine dragged on a horse to come. His name was Sabir ibn Islin. He came from Iraq to Medina, smacked him on his head, and he bled. And the guy looked at Umar and said, Umar, he said, if you're going to kill me, just give me a good death. Just put me out of my misery. But if you want to teach me a lesson, where you hit me, it makes sense now. Like I've hit me in the right place. Like I've
learned my lesson.
I've learnt my lesson. Do you understand? That's how Umar would.
That point, even Rabi' ibn Rahman, Rabi'at al-Ra'i, he was crying in the masjid. And he was saying, they asked him, why are you crying in the masjid? Why are you crying right now? He said, because someone spoke about the religion, and he has more right to go prison than he should be imprisoned more than the robbers and thieves, because he spoke about the religion today. He's been imprisoned. Wallah subhanAllah, how many people will be in prison today?
Just look at the ayah.
They were scared to speak
Slightly,
about it.
yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shaitan what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say إنما الشيطان يا أيها الناس كلوا
إنما يأمركم بالسوء
إنما يأمركم
والفحشاء
بالسوء والفحشاء وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون. The only thing Allah said, the only thing shaitan is trying to get you to do, only thing he's trying to command you to do, is to lewd things, evil, and to speak about Allah without knowledge. Well, that's shocking. It is shocking. It is shocking. And the Prophet prophesied this. He looked at his companions. He said, today, you know, your knowledgeable ones are a lot. And your khutaba, your speakers,
قراء.
There's a notion that says khutaba, are little. But a day will come where your ulama will be little, but your speakers will be a lot. A lot of speakers. Everyone likes.
Not a lot of substance, but a lot of volume.
Yeah, people like myself, man.
I have a different fear for the people on the side of the YouTube content creation. And that is, this might be a bit of a stretch, so just stop me if you disagree. No. Close though. It's like they worship the algorithm. It's the unseen, untold, unknown thing that nobody knows about, but they will submit to it. Someone hears, oh, you should put this in the thumbnail, and now they'll put that in the thumbnail. Someone says, oh yeah, you should make this kind of content. Now they'll make that kind of content, even if they don't like it. But the title's going to look like that now. Even if they're not comfortable with it, the thumbnail is going to change like that now. They're going to put this in the tags. They're going to post a video at this time on these specific days. You know, to get involved with the algorithm. They don't want to be on the bad side. No, the algorithm that makes YouTube recommend videos to other users, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and as a result of that, the humiliation that you love is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but these people will humiliate themselves and love it for the algorithm.
What do you mean algorithm? يعني, you're talking about
basically the way that YouTube works here is that they will a certain type of content
will be
gets preference,
recommended to you.
Yeah, basically YouTube pushes it.
Yeah.
As in, there's organic reach, but then there's the reach that YouTube does for you.
Yeah, recommended for you.
Yeah, so it's got the content.
It's got an algorithm.
So the algorithm is
like
what
a formula.
decides what does it. It's a formula. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's complete humiliation. That makes
No, obviously, I'm not.
But you're
I'm
drawing
not saying
comparisons.
shirk specifically. I'm saying that if you should be scared that you have this fear, this love in your heart, that you love the performance of your YouTube channel more than your own honor, more than your worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, and you should be afraid of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Well, his parallels are shocking there. I see where you're coming from. Like, as in, they will disobey Allah.
Yeah.
And obey the algorithm basically.
Yeah. And like I said, it's unseen,
like
untold, unknown.
God.
The like YouTube will never, well not never, but I mean they have never at least ever told anyone what things are preferable that you should put in to make the algorithm favor you. Right? Obviously,
you work it out though.
Yeah, but obviously you can see as on the other side of it what things are successful and what things are not, and then obviously it spreads throughout the community. But I'm just saying, that's something that definitely should be concerned about. You know.
Also about the aspect of wasting time.
Yeah, that's that. Now I think we finished speaking about the producers, the people who make the content, and now it's on the other side. And I think we should have spent more time on this, which is the people who watch the content. Yeah, it's a huge waste of time. It's a huge waste of time
Because of the algorithm.
No, okay. I can only tell you my own experiences.
Yeah.
So these other ones, Twitter, obviously past issue. Instagram, never really had an issue with it. Snapchat, TikTok, I don't know what is TikTok, but YouTube is. It used to be. I'm getting over it now. But it used to be big fitna for me. No, it used to be, and I don't mean fitna in the way of like I was watching videos that had music or women or swearing or any of these things you mentioned previously. It's just like this is an interesting video about science.
Trees.
Yeah, this is another interesting video about bees. This is another interesting video about mathematics. This is another interesting video about
space.
About space. Like, I just fall down this I used to fall down this rabbit hole of just. This is another interesting video, and this is another interesting video. Oh wow, YouTube! YouTube really knows me. And then eventually, I had to find out that snap, I need to just delete my account. And I didn't actually delete. I turned off my watch history,
cookies.
And also I cleared the cookies, and I also deleted all my previous YouTube history. So in essence, it still has a lot of data to go by, but I'm trying to make it less interesting. Do you get it? I'm trying to remove the novelty.
Just watch what you need, basically.
Yeah, and that's another thing is that I try my best now not to look at the homepage. You know on the YouTube app they got like the different tabs, and the one on the left is the like the homepage kind of thing, and that's recommended. Those are the videos that they recommend to you, and I try to stay close to
really like that.
my
I'm
subscriptions.
I get Saleh Husseini. It's lovely.
No, but
I just watched the video, but when he's talking about the Zina right now, did you get that from him? I watched it right now.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is I try to stick to the subscriptions tab as much as possible because this is content that I'm actually choosing to. I actually want to see it as opposed to other videos that obviously just get recommended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
And it's
I can understand it though.
It's dark hole on the other side, man.
It is addicting, man.
It's very addicting.
Yeah.
Even like,
it's very addicting.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't blame. Of course, there is a level of blame. But like, for example, even me, my brother recently told me about some Instagram page called.
Okay.
Bro, some savage videos. It's just like some jackals ripping a deer in half. Another one like a snake just comes and just bites snake and that kind of stuff. Like I like that stuff. You know, like bro, it's crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah,
like and I just sat there and I just went through.
I'm so interested right now.
Bro, I went through. Bro, there's a video. Bro, there's a video. There's like there's like CCTV from outside some guy's house in some obviously a country like probably Australia or something. Where the dog's sleeping outside front door, and you just see you just see a jackal or a panther or a leopard or one of them just come. He's just staring at it. The dog looks up, grabs it, drags it away. The guy comes out, trying to say, "Bro, it's like all sorts of mad videos like that. Like, it's just it's all about animals basically, and like it's just like
all the why are you telling me I'm gonna check it?
Bro, that's what I'm saying."
When I was saying that, you know the whole worshiping the algorithm. I'm not saying that it's shirk to post videos online. I'm not saying that it's shirk to change the titles. I'm just saying that. If you are a person who's making videos and this is the kind of stuff you're doing, yeah, you should have fear. Look inside and make sure none of that is there. So I'm saying,
yourself.
Yeah.
Bro,
you watching the videos? That one with the wolves getting attacked by all of his boys.
That's so peak.
So the wolf, like wolves have a thing, yeah. Wolves have a thing where if they sense weakness in one of their members, they'll just attack it.
Really?
So this is a wolf. It's getting attacked by its own pack because it's injured, and they're just trying to dead it. But it fights back and that. But it's just peak, man. It's like. Yeah. Some mad videos. But you know what? That kind of stuff interests me. Like, it's just
me too.
I get amazed by that. Like, wildlife.
I rate this wolf. Wallahi, I respect this wolf.
He's holding his own.
Wallahi, I respect this wolf.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, guys, we're falling into the very thing that
I just mentioned.
That we're warning
that we're
against.
just talking about.
Snakes.
You man fell into it.
No, wolves are
Why did
wolves.
you say
They're not snakes. They're a different species completely.
Now I know why the Arabs say that. You're a wolf. Dhi'ba. That's mad. He's a snake. Why is he attacking his own people? Sorry.
Yeah, no, because it sees as weakness, innit? The way it sees it is like the pack is one unit.
Yeah.
If you're weak and we're riding out, you could be the reason I die because you don't take my back. So we're gonna take care of you basically. Yeah. The way I see it is, you know how Salahuddin, like for example, he dealt with the Shia first before he dealt with them. Like if they dealt with the problem in our own community, so they might not be snakes, they might be geniuses. Wolves, innit? Yeah.
Nah, but I like my YouTube algorithm. It gives me good videos.
Yo, that's mad.
What's that? Oh, a shark bit into a turtle. There's actually a bite hole, and that's the inside of the turtle, like the guts and that.
I didn't watch that. I'm gonna check
It's a mad video, trust me, bro. It's interesting. So another thing I think with YouTube, again, the issue of putting your life out there. A lot of people do vlogs, stuff like that. Again, you're inviting evil eye. That's what it comes into. We've already mentioned the issue of kids. Like back in the days, you asked a child, "What do you want to be?" I want to be an astronaut, footballer, fireman, policeman. Now, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a gaming YouTuber. I want to be a vlogger YouTuber. I want to be this YouTuber. I want to be that YouTuber. We all want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of peak. Anything else specifically YouTube related?
I would say that just a matter of time wasting. YouTube
is more beneficial than other social media.
I agree. It can be made.
A waste of time.
It can be made.
You see,
and
I feel like
also it isn't.
I feel like one of the ways to measure how much benefit is in a particular app. Look at how many scholars are on there. Snapchat, for example, you very rare. Like I don't have any personally. Twitter, you've got some. YouTube, there's many because they put a lot of YouTube videos, stuff like that. Instagram, it's more than Snapchat, but nowhere near as much as Twitter. And you get it. So as in like that you can kind of gauge it like. A lot of the time, it's not actually the scholar himself who's running it. He's got a team of students and stuff that run it. And stuff.
I think Twitter's the only one that actually scholars they use themselves probably.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I'm not accepting any praise for Twitter. I'm sorry. Okay, you have to
Yeah,
talk
but
about scholars if you
got
want.
vendetta
No problem. But
against it.
I'm sorry.
I don't like it either. But
It's fine. Anyways, but what I was gonna say about YouTube is that specifically on the topic of time wasting, even though we did a whole episode about wasting time, I would encourage you lot to download something for your browser on your computer. I'm not sure whether you can get it on your phone. But basically what it does is it's like a extension or something you download, and it finds out all of the websites you visit and how much time you spend on each domain, like youtube.com, facebook.com, twitter.com, whatever, all the others, and it tells you how much time in the last week you spent on this particular website or that particular website, etc. And then you'll realize that a lot of time
On your phone, you can do that via
screen
the
time,
thing,
screen time, yeah.
or screen time.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember these hours you're never gonna get back ever. So
time wasting.
just gauge it like that.
This era.
Just gauge it
YouTube
like
would be exaggerated for me because I've got YouTube Premium, so I download like recitations and I play them in my car when I'm driving. So it would probably be like
same. But I download the videos for the journey on the underground.
Yeah.
Because no connection.
the
Basically,
bad part of YouTube,
I think that on all social media, the even though we did have a big warning for the people who produce, the consumption is the real killer, innit?
Yeah.
You're mere sitting there and just consuming information is good. Yeah, you're gonna die. You're gonna die with it. Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm saying. As in, you can't wait for it to finish. You have to. As in, you can't just absorb it and download it into your brain. It's in there like that. You have to wait and watch through the whole video. And it's like, yeah, you have to be picky. You have to be picky about which content you're consuming. There's a sea, an ocean, an infinite abyss of content out there. Where are you going to put your feet though? Where are you going to be looking? Do you see what I'm saying?
He said, "O son of Adam, you are time. So every time a part of time goes, then a part of you is
gone. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine you're wasting time. I think that's the worst thing about social media, even YouTube, all of that stuff, is the time wasting that it takes.
You know how like
benefits you could have done.
Have you heard the phrase "your days are numbered"?
Yeah.
And people say that to like someone who they're gonna put a hit on, or like they're basically trying to say, "I'm gonna kill you, so your days are numbered." But that's true for everyone. Yeah. Your days are numbered. Like you will be, after you die, somebody who knew when you were born and knew when you died will be able to say how much time you elapsed on this earth. And I'm saying, if you compare that to the amount of hours you have on your watch time thing for YouTube, it's not pretty, bro. It's a very, very ugly sight. So yeah, I would encourage as much, spend as little time consuming as possible. And if you have to consume, it has to be with a purpose. You know, you can be entertained by things that are good for you as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, as in you can find enjoyment and joy in things that are actually good for you. Hopefully, it's beneficial for you. But yeah, I hope so.
You know, can I say another thing that is a responsibility upon the consumers? It's to forbid the evil of the content creators, because you know they only create it because you want it.
Because you're not watching. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you've got to say this is wrong. That as in. You know, one thing that makes me sick to my stomach here, like even, you know, like I said to you, for a period of time, I made that Instagram account just so I can pre the brothers that, you know, we take on Umrah trips and everything. And you know, obviously brothers are different tests in it. So sometimes a brother will put up like a little rap that he did or something, or, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously these are brothers that come from Jahiliyyah and they're at different levels. I would see brothers that are practicing liking it.
They're commenting fire emojis and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
What you did, you know, you're encouraging them.
Yeah.
You know, when you see evil, bro, forbid it.
Yeah.
It's upon you, forbid the evil, bro.
And not just that, that's actually one of the reasons why like Instagram is a bit dangerous, because your mere following of someone, like I'm not saying in real life like you interact with them, I'm saying your mere following of them seems like tacit like approval. Like you're almost like you're turning a blind eye to the evil they're pointing out, and you might just be following them for the sake of, you know, giving them da'wah. Maybe they're a friend of yours and trying to help them. But yeah, I mean,
even to an extent, watching a YouTube video of someone who's doing something wrong, like you could potentially be helping him by.
It's not potentially. You absolutely are.
The more
not just money,
not just money,
but because of that, it has a ripple effect on the, like I mentioned before, the algorithm. You watch the video, it makes other people watch the video as well. It just gets pushed out there, and this now becomes the norm. Yeah.
I think that was a nice summary when it came to YouTube. I think we'll do one more.
I think the last there's a couple more points that are coming to mind now. This always happens. Well, at least it always happens to me, where we get the feeling of concluding and then points come up.
Go for it.
If you don't have YouTube Premium, you're definitely watching ads. And the ads definitely have music in them, and they well, not every single one,
Yeah,
not
but
every
it's
single
very,
one. But I'm
very,
saying,
very likely.
no, I'm saying not every single one. But if you're watching,
Even Islamic videos these days
have
got the
ads.
maddest
Yeah,
ads.
they got
It's
music,
disgusting.
they got women. You know, you're watching shampoo ad. You're a practicing brother, and you're trying to watch Ustad Abdurrahman's
Look,
videos
I've never
on
seen-
Al
I've never
Madrasa
seen it.
Umariya. But I'm saying, all of a sudden now,
No, I don't think AMAU have any ads.
no, bro. Oh, you don't know what's happened. YouTube has now started putting ads on channels that don't have ads.
No.
Yeah.
You just don't make money unless you're monetized.
Yeah.
You don't see it, I don't see it because we're
Alright,
looking
guys,
into the
I'm gonna
premium.
have to. Yeah, I told him.
Yeah, calm, no problem. No
All right,
problem.
assalamu alaikum.
So wait, you're going home?
Yassine had a commitment that he has to keep up. So let's we're gonna do episode one day on keeping your word. And that'll
There's
be-
ads on
that'll be
every
sick.
channel now.
Not every channel, but there's a lot of them. And for example, I think if it hasn't happened to us yet, it might happen to our channel as well.
No, I know that certain videos where, for example, like from even us, we've used.
You know, you commented to respond to someone's comment when one time you were like, no, that's only the videos where we've used recitations.
Yeah.
No, the guy was, I think he was right.
I've never seen that. I've never seen an
Because you're
ad.
logged into the premium.
The only
Bro, the
no,
reason
but
why I know
so-
is because
no, but
people
my
on social
laptop,
media
no.
made a big deal out of it. They were there. Look, this is a proof as far as because the
Who
YouTube
made a big deal.
there's YouTube creators who made an issue about it, basically saying that this is proof that YouTube doesn't even care about the creators. They always wanted to make money. They just didn't care about us in the first place. But obviously, you know, the whole, you remember a few years ago with the they called it adpocalypse. That was what it was called, when all the advertisers pulled out their money out of YouTube because they didn't like their brands being associated with certain creators and stuff like that. And YouTube made a big deal out of it. You know, they started clamping down on what kind of videos you're allowed to make, you know, the guidelines for YouTube videos. And people made an issue. They were like, listen, like we feel like you don't really care about us, the creators. You just care about the money that YouTube's making, right? As in your pockets. And then afterwards, now this new thing has happened. They care a lot. And they're like, listen, this is proof to us that you guys never even cared about us in the first place. Us as YouTube creators who created your platform, like us even putting it out there is enough for your platform to exist. You guys never cared about us. You only ever cared about the bottom line. Feel me?
Right. What were the other points that you had?
I was going to say, the ads thing. I was going to say, if you don't have YouTube Premium and you haven't got ad block, and at least on your phone you can't get ad block, you're a practicing brother and you're trying to watch practicing channels, but you're looking at ads, bro.
Yeah.
You're
You're trying to eliminate as much sin
as you can. Like, let's say you're in a small community of people, you live somewhere in the mountains in Khorasan, you're out here, you know, trying to get as much benefit as you can. The scholars there, but I don't know what you're doing on YouTube, but scholars there, and you're trying to get as much benefit as you can, but now you got ads.
Right. So you have to take as much measures as you possibly can
Absolutely.
to be able to eliminate that evil as much as you possibly can.
Wow, you guys are right. YouTube is running ads on non-monetized channels, but
There
the
you go.
creators aren't receiving a share of ad revenue. Pretty. That's actually pretty.
Yeah. So
We should put out a video,
Big
by the way,
problem.
for people who don't know that. Just to say, guys, if you see ads running on our thing, it's not us. It's because YouTube has just...
I think you should make a new channel trailer. That's what you should do.
And say what in there.
I mean, we were saying that for a while now, anyway.
Just make a new channel trailer and include that as one of the points.
Yeah. I mean, that new channel trailer may not come out for a long time.
Allah Alam. Concluding about YouTube.
So YouTube will make money off of you, even though
Yeah.
you're not making money.
Yeah.
Mad. All right, guys. Wait, is there anything else? Any other points to mention, Imran?
No.
Yassine? Abbas?
You didn't ask if he's got a YouTube page.
That was quite clear though, innit? That was quite clear, innit?
He's got YouTube. But I haven't got a YouTube channel technically.
So you know how I mentioned in the previous episode about dopamine, you know, the level of entertainment that you get out of things. I would say that it's not good to put your, you know, like parents, they're concerned with their kids that they play video games, they play PS4 and Xbox and that because, you know, it's flashing lights and fast cars and, you know, they get that rush, that emotion. I would try as best as possible to limit the need for that kind of entertainment because, I mean, not only is it bad to be addicted to a substance, regardless of whether it's a physical or mental substance in its asal, but I mean, YouTube's not always around. You don't always have, like, I mean, people who watch our channel, most likely they don't watch movies and TV shows. And so they're trying to watch YouTube. YouTube is like the next best thing kind of thing. And it's like, there's other ways that you should find
What's the
entertainment.
solution then?
My solution is watch less YouTube.
Now, how do you do that? Go on.
I mentioned earlier, there's the with the whole you can install it on your browser and tells you how much time you're wasting. Think about your days as a field of numbers. The other thing is go through your subscriptions and you'll realize that maybe you subscribe to loads of channels that you don't actually care about anymore. Maybe you subscribed a long time ago. You know, they used to put up car videos. You're not interested in cars anymore. Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, yeah. Unsubscribe.
Don't unsubscribe from car videos. Watch the car videos unless it's haram in the car.
No,
video.
don't watch the car videos. It's a waste of time.
Depends on the car video. If you're trying to buy a car, it's not necessarily.
If it's ride out, maybe.
Yeah, you know what?
Is that a car video?
Car videos.
Apart from right now,
Are
you gonna suffice them for their car?
we will try our best.
Okay.
I want to be the presenter.
The other thing is, wow.
You had the opportunity.
Wow. Anyways,
presenter. Good driver.
the last thing is
you do ride out in go-karts in Edmonton.
Can we go karting, please?
You never been?
We went that day and you won. Can we go? I went to Egypt. I was practicing. I was thinking about, I'm gonna beat this guy.
we went in Dubai and I won.
Sorry.
So we went in Dubai and I won.
What?
Yeah. So we went go-karting in Dubai.
You know what it is?
Oh, you were there as well. Oh, you won.
Yeah,
we
you
did.
win.
Yeah.
But less than a second. But you know what it was?
Yeah, bro. An inch or a mile, bro. An inch or a mile.
You know what it is though? One thing I would say, yeah, and I didn't mention it at the time, but pondering upon it further, yeah, what I don't necessarily think that's representative is, you know how like if you do a test sample, the sample size has to be decent enough.
Yes.
I believe a 40-second track.
Yes. It's not big enough.
It's not big enough for you to be able to determine like the fact that everyone was so close, everyone was within like a second or two, and it's just
No, the first couple guys were within a second or two, and everyone else was not a second or two.
No, even the people who from Edmonton were 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind.
Did I beat you, Edmonton?
We're a few seconds.
Once, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
or maybe you did.
Yeah.
No, but I beat you as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was my first time.
But no one beat. The point I'm making is Edmonton,
No, beat me.
Manchester, Acton.
Come Egypt, I'll beat you there.
I've
Bro,
never been.
the
Okay, let me put it this
rules
way.
over
I've
there.
never been beaten
In
on
London.
like a proper like that was the top of the mall, it's a little thing on a proper go kart track with petrol go karts. I've never been beaten in it, so I'm still undefeated as far
Okay,
as
what's your
far as
tactic?
I'm aware.
Look at all of the disclaimers.
What's your tactic? What's your
Petrol
tactic?
go
Is it
kart.
just
This
good
that.
driving, or did you do a certain thing? Do you
No,
break at
I
a
mean,
certain time?
yeah, you have. I mean, without a doubt, you have to know about line in terms of like when you're going into a corner. What's the best? Should you be on the inside of the corner? Should you
Shall
be
we finish
outside of
the
the
show
corner?
Shall we finish the show?
Brake, accelerate. Like, as in you need to
No braking, guys.
watch Formula One.
No braking.
Play Formula One.
Yeah.
And then
I used to watch a lot of Formula One when I was kid. I still watch highlights now. By the way, subhanAllah, yeah, it's a complete side. Actually, no, it's not, because it's talking about
He
YouTube.
dropped. I mean, he had
The fire.
the fire, and he jumped out.
You
of
saw
the
that?
car, yeah.
Have you seen it?
He jumped out.
Roman Grosjean. He had an accident and he crashed into the barrier, and the whole car. Well, first the car split in half. The car was on fire for a good 20-30 seconds. He's in the flame.
Like he's like stuck there.
Hot. He's trying to get out. And have you seen the interview he did after? He actually said it. He goes, "To you guys, it seemed like 20-25 seconds, whatever it was. For me, it felt like it was minutes." Because first, I remember like I tried to get up, my leg was out. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do it. I tried to go with the left. I couldn't do it. He goes, I sat there. I accepted it. I said, I'm going to die.
Yo, that's a good video.
He
You
actually
should make
sat there,
about that. You should make a video about
and he actually said, he goes, I accepted it. I'm going to die. But then he goes, suddenly I thought about my kids, my children. And I thought, you know what? Nah, like, I'm not gonna let myself die here. So he goes, I just went up. He goes, I pushed to the right, pushed myself up, came up. But in the actual video, it's seconds. Like, but for him, it just like he goes, I'm just there. Like,
you know when they say
hands
my
start to
whole
burn.
life flashed
Flash
before my eyes like
this,
that. Yeah.
whatnot. It's crazy.
things.
Fire. And on that note, guys, see you on the next episode of Chai with my Bhai.
Is there any
Assalamu
more
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
YouTube
barakatuh.
points that anyone's going to mention? Before I
Peace.
continue?
Are you a believer? What's the proof of your iman then? There's a beautiful hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in which he said, "Wasadaqatu burhan." Charity is a burhan. Burhan is translated as proof. But this is such a beautiful usage of the language that I must explain to you what the word burhan means. You see, the Arabs would use the term burhan to describe the rays of the sun, because the sun is always there, but you only notice it when its rays reflect and shine down on the earth. And that's why the Arabs, if they wanted to talk about something which they called hujjatul qati'ah, a clear-cut proof, something that was a clear-cut evidence for something, they would call it a burhan, describing this proof as if it was like the sun out in the sky, shining with all of its glory onto the earth. And that's the word they use to describe proof. A proof that's so clear that it's blinding you with how clear it is. And that's the word the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose to describe what charity does for the believer. You see, our iman is in our hearts, but also on our limbs. But a person on his limbs, he can be a hypocrite. He can be a munafiq. Charity is the thing that demonstrates that your iman is real. And if this is something that maybe didn't come to you before, and you didn't know how serious this concept was, I want to present you an opportunity that will help you. You see, the same way when you want to invest in business, you want to give to a business that's going to bring you a greater return. When you want to give charity, you also want to give in a place that will give you a greater return. Is there a return that can be greater than spending your money in the path of da'wah, in the path of la ilaha illallah, whereby funding da'wah projects, you're able to facilitate for people to come to la ilaha illallah. When that happens, you don't just get the reward of the money that you gave, but you get the reward of all that comes as a result of that money. The person comes to Islam, he learns wudu, he learns salah, he learns zakat, he learns siyam. He does it every day of his life for the rest of his life until he dies. He teaches his family members, he has kids, his kids have kids, their kids have kids. All of that is on your scale. All because you gave what? Maybe £50, maybe £100, maybe less. Brothers and sisters, as you know, we have a da'wah project that we're running online, and you guys have already seen the fruits that we've been producing with the tawfiq and the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In order to allow these da'wah efforts to continue, we are in need after Allah Azza wa Jal of you guys to be a part of this. Click the link below and donate, and this will inshallah ta'ala benefit you before it benefits the person who receives the da'wah. With that said, Assalamu alaikum, peace.